Move on to the issue of censorship. Now, over the last few weeks, we've been highlighting this issue of so-called age assurance under the Online Safety Act regime. And as we've made the point, this is effectively one of the paths towards the digital ID rollout. But it's not just a British thing. Britain is leading the way as usual, but others are catching up. So I just wanted to very briefly have a look at the situation in the USA, because it's tricky because of constitutional protections. And so these policies seem to be being rolled out at the state level instead. So let me introduce you to an organization called Dreamwidth. Dreamwidth Studios. This is just explain what they describe themselves as: a home for creative artists of all types. Share your writing, your artwork, or your innermost thoughts. Find others who create the sort of things you like to enjoy. Control who can see your creation with our fine-grained privacy controls. Participate in communities. For any one of 100 topics, we are an independent, open-source, community-centric service, and we support diversity in all its forms. Come dream with us. Well, that's what they say about themselves, but they have just issued or made an announcement that they're also introducing geo-blocking, but not for the UK or for UK users, as other websites have been doing, as we've been describing over the last few weeks, but for users in the state of Mississippi. And the reason is that Mississippi residents, I'll just quote a little bit from the website. They say, Mississippi residents, we are so sorry. We really don't want to do this, but the legal fight we and NetChoice have been fighting for you had a temporary setback last week. You genuinely and honestly believe we're going to win it in the end, but the Fifth Circuit Appellate Court said that the district judge was wrong to issue a preliminary injunction back in June that would have maintained the status quo and prevented the state from enforcing the law requiring any social media website, which is very, very broadly defined and which we definitely qualify as, to de-anonymize and age verify all users and obtain parental permission from the parent of anyone under 18 who wants to open an account. The Mississippi law, they say, is a breathtaking state overreach. It forces us to verify the identity and age of every person who accesses Dreamwidth from the state of Mississippi and determine who's under the age of 18 by collecting identity documents to save that highly personal and sensitive information, and then obtain a permission slip from those users' parents who allow them to finish creating an account. And of course, this is, I understand the concerns. Aside from the privacy concerns, this puts a massive obligation on them to maintain certain levels of security standards, because more and more personal information is required to be held by them. Now, the UK column doesn't hold anybody's personal information. In fact, the only thing that you're theoretically obliged to provide to us is your first name. But most people don't provide a genuine first name there either.
And an email, maybe.
Yes, an email. And for that, yes, people are setting up sometimes specific emails for our website, as anybody with any sense would do. Actually,
for other websites, the same.
For other websites, the same. So, look, I need some help here, Patrick. This is clearly unconstitutional, but it looks to me like by rolling out legislation like this at a state level, global influencers can impose policy that in the hope that no one has the financial resources to take this all the way to the Supreme Court to challenge it. The Constitution of the United States is effectively undermined. It's possibly even made irrelevant through this strategy. Or am I reading that wrong?
No, you're not reading it wrong. I mean, how it's going to work is that the states have certain rights. If the rights in question are not specifically mentioned in the U.S. Constitution, then under the 10th Amendment, they're kicked back to the states. Basically, that's what the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the abortion federal ruling, was about in the end. So what will happen here is that if a number of states go this route, then it will be up to people within that state or websites or business owners then to do legal action. And if it raises to the level, if they're able to, as you say, Mike, afford the appeals process, and they have the funding to do that, and they have the legal muscle to do that, then they could make it up to a high enough federal ruling whereby it would be overturned, and then that would be a federal precedent. Then it becomes a constitutional precedent at that point. But like even in Britain as well, you have to muddle through the legal system before everything is confirmed that was an overreach or that wasn't an overreach. So unfortunately, I think what you're saying is right, is this policy can be enacted.
Yeah.
policy can be enacted around the law. And if you get enough buy-in, maybe at the corporate level, and it becomes a political issue, then who knows? There might be a way to subvert the constitutional rights issue more broadly, and it could be just done by fiat somehow, like so many other things have online as well.
Yeah, indeed. Well, look, in the meantime, The Hill here is reporting that a bunch of Republicans through the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee are launching a congressional inquiry into Wikipedia for bias. Now, hold on to your hats here, because what's the driver for this? Well, you got it. It's anti-Semitism. So multiple studies and reports have highlighted efforts to manipulate information on the Wikipedia platform for propaganda aimed at Western audiences. They say one recent report raised troubling questions about the potential systematic efforts to advance anti-Semitic and anti-Israel information on Wikipedia. See how they conflate those two things there?
Yep.
In Wikipedia articles related to conflicts with the State of Israel. And they're particularly concerned that this bias will end up being used to train AI chatbots, so the bias will become endemic. So that is one of their other main concerns.
Why would anybody want to be anti-Israeli, Mike? I just can't imagine why anybody would want to hold such views. I mean, what's Israel doing that's negative or bad? I don't know. I'm shocked,
I'm shocked as well.
How people would be engaged in such behavior. But anyway,
well, indeed.
But it's clearly antiseptic.
Well, indeed. Shush.